Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Beard Zone podcast. My name is David. I'm one of the hosts, and you know these two guys, Theo and Scoter. Yeah, that's right. We said it. He got a new name, but it's still the same person. We're gonna still be going back and forth. The drama is not going to end just because the new name is here. But Scooter, Theo, how are we doing today?
I'm doing
Doing
great,
great.
man.
Absolutely great. And anyone who knows me knows that if I've ever gone by Glenn, it's been the government or a teacher or whatever. So to all the people who know me as Scooter, since my entire family and friends and everyone who's ever worked with me knows that it's my nickname. So, for the record, I had this well before Scooter Magruder. I've had this since I was like 2 years old. So, you know.
Got to clear the air.
Yeah.
You're the OG. You're the OG, Scooter.
Set the record
I got
straight.
two older brothers that can attest to that, and 30-something years on this planet as Scooter. So let's roll,
How
y'all.
we doing, man?
Awesome, man. I'm feeling good. Just excited to continue to go through, this part of the season right now. It's just a super exciting time. A lot of things going on, and man, it's just awesome. I choose to think about the good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a lot of things are going on, and to go ahead and to kick off this podcast now, it might not be new breaking news to you guys, but for us, because we are recording on Wednesday night, January 24th. When you're hearing this, it's going to be Thursday afternoon-ish. Jim Harbaugh, everyone, is the new head coach of the Los Angeles Chargers. He's got Justin Herbert. He's got a very talented defense. I'm excited to see what he does with the Chargers, and hopefully he takes Justin Herbert up to that next level where we know he can be.
Can I just say, though, that we saw this coming in some form or fashion? Like, he played for the Chargers. It was always like, oh, I'm not interviewing. I'm just feeling it out. But everyone was like, he's totally interviewing for the Chargers. And it was like, oh, it's Harbaugh or Belichick. I'm like, let's be real. It's Harbaugh. And I'm excited for it, honestly. I think he'll be a great addition and culture change to that organization. And hopefully they actually win something for once. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I'm happy for them. I mean, I think my overarching feeling is just happy. I was scrolling down a little bit of X, just seeing all the reactions, and it just was lit up with people just like, finally, yes. Chargers posted like a Steam stack or something like that on their account, and like listen, if there's any team that you just like throughout the years, it's just been a head scratcher as to been like they're so good, but the production just isn't there. It's the Chargers, so super excited for them. Hopefully, it means good things for them going forward.
I think it will. I mean, look at what he was able to do even when he came to the NFL back, a few years back, and he was able to take that San Francisco franchise. Who, honestly, let's be honest, San Francisco had a little bit of a rut there for a little bit before he stepped in. I'm blanking on his name, Scooter. You can probably help with who was the head coach before Jim Harbaugh. He was the former linebacker for the Bears, Mike Singletary.
He was for a good minute, and their defense was still solid. So, like, let's be real. The San Francisco 49ers have always had a pretty solid defense.
Yeah.
And after Jerry Rice left and Steve Young left, they had Jeff Garcia for a good minute, and they were still competitive, but they weren't what they used to be. And then they had Singletary, brought them back into like that competitive category, potential wild card race for the playoffs, but they couldn't really finish, right? Jim Harbaugh comes around with Colin Kaepernick at the helm of all people and brings him to a Super Bowl. The whole lights out Super Bowl against his brother and all that stuff. And now that we see Jim go towards or take the Chargers head coaching job with way better talent, let's be honest here, I would love to see how they rebound defensively and how they complement Justin Herbert, because what we saw was just, it was like watching art, but like you're watching the third act in the beginning, and then you're watching the middle act at the end with the beginning somewhere in the middle. It was really weird. If anyone's seen a play or anything like that, or
Yeah.
or watched someone compose music, it's like it makes sense
Yeah.
when you piece it
Yeah.
together,
But the
but you
order is out of
actually
whack.
have to like see the full thing, and you're like, what did they do?
Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah,
Jim, I think, is going to be fantastic.
it felt like that they could never just put the pieces together. I think that Jim Harbaugh is going to be a great fit. It is going to be very interesting. I mean, he's going into a very competitive division, So I mean, you have the Kansas City Chiefs obviously there. Now you have the Las Vegas Raiders, who they did make Antonio Pierce their permanent guy, which was the right move to do, right? So I think that they're just going to continue to build off of that. Who knows what's going to happen in Denver? But I mean, outside of Denver, it's a very competitive division. So I'm excited to see what Jim is going to be able to do because he has a very talented group of guys there. And Justin Herbert, I'm not on the Justin Herbert is a bad quarterback train. I'm just not. I think he's a solid quarterback, and I think that he just needs the right coach, and I think that Jim Harbaugh can be that right coach.
Agreed.
Yeah. So, but hey, guys, we had some playoff football going on this weekend. A lot of heartbreaks. I mean, me and Scoter, we had a very bad weekend. Okay. So, but we are going to
And
dive into it. But before we dive into that, if you're new to this channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, hit that like button, hit that share button. That's the best way to support us here on the Beard Zone podcast. We're trying to build this up. We've been doing this for quite a while now outside of YouTube. So if you want to go and check out that, you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I think Google Podcasts is actually going away. So, but if you can find us on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, same title, The Beard Zone Podcast. You can find us on there. Catch up with what we've been talking about all NFL season. But we hopped on here a couple weeks back when the playoffs started, and guys, the playoffs. It was definitely a show this week. I mean, first of all, let's jump right into just the games. Let's just do the Band-Aid, rip off the Band-Aid, man.
Mm-hmm. I
thought Baker was going to do it. I did. I thought Baker was going to do it, but man, that Detroit team is good, man. They're good. Hey, but we battled.
Scoter.
We battled. Scooter's not okay because it's not only Tampa
both my
that
teams,
took the
man.
loss.
Both teams
Yeah.
took the L.
Man.
The Bucks, and this is why I'm on the Todd Bowles should be fired train. He fails to adjust in the second half, and when he does, what did we do? We failed to blitz, and we choked. We didn't choke like globally choke like the Bills, and I'll get that later. But like the Bucks had it. We had it, and it was just like it's gone into the wind of nothingness.
I mean, the Lions came and they had to, hey, it had to happen to both of our teams, right? Like, it was us first. The Rams, they took out the Rams, and then they take see, I think if you guys had picked for the Rams first, then it would have been Bucks versus Rams, and then it might have been different. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? But then maybe this podcast would have had to break up. So maybe that was for a reason. Who knows?
Whoa. Hey guys, this is gonna be the last episode because screw the Rams. Just
no, but the Lions are. I agree with you, Dave, 100%. They're good. They deserve to be here. Just like I think Goff said in an interview. They deserve to be here, and I think that's the overarching message that I like being seen. Like, yeah, at the end of the day, like, any distaste for them beating us is thoroughly thwarted by my hate for the 49ers. And we're going to get to that. But just saying, Lions, as I said last week, yes, this is the team of destiny moving forward, I believe.
Yeah, and I mean, like, It did. It really did look like it, and it seemed like everything. I mean, you can talk about the failed call that he didn't call the timeout there at the end of the game, and they just kind of allowed the Lions. They just kind of rolled over. But I kind of also saw from what Todd Bowles was saying. I mean, but it is a playoff game. It is a divisional round. Give your guys a fighting chance, no matter how small the percentage is. I do believe in that. So I wasn't a big fan of the timeout. Do I think it would have made a difference? No. Could it have? Maybe. I don't know.
Possibly.
But it just seems that the Detroit Lions are on a road to destiny right now. And they have to go into the, San Francisco, and they have to play a very good, stout team that has been there now for the last several years and has been tasting the Super Bowl, and it's just kind of gone out of their grips. But I have to say, I hated the Lions on Sunday. But by Tuesday, I was rooting for the Lions again. It's just hard not to root for these guys. They haven't won. They're finally here. And to see all the the press conferences and stuff like that going on, and to see the Detroit Lion logo next to that NFC Championship logo, I mean, it's something that I've never witnessed in my life. We've never witnessed in our lifetime. We're all at that age. So I'm rooting for the Lions. I hope that they can take it. It's going to be a tough battle, but I think that the teams that are in the championship game are the teams that should be here. Now, Scooter, I know that breaks your heart with the Bills, and we are definitely going to dive into that. But I think it's going to be a competitive games this week, so I'm excited for it. But speaking of the Bills, Scooter, what happened? You guys finally got a home game.
Wide right. Chris Collinsworth said it. There's two infamous words for the Bills. Wide right. And that's exactly what happened. However, they could have scored before that time, and they just choked. I don't know what happened with their play calling and all that stuff. But if anyone watches the wide right kick, you need to go on YouTube and go find the Korean version of it. That's how bad the Bills choked. It's a global phenomenon now of the Bills choking in the playoffs. And I got it sent by Floyce. Floyce sent it to me, and I'm like, oh my, this is gold. But yeah, they had the game in their hands, and then the second, I think it was the first minute of the fourth quarter, I'm like, Bills are gonna choke again. And I don't know if I have enough beer for this.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I'm on a chat with
Scooter
my
was drinking by like 6 p.m. that night.
Yeah, probably. But it's 5 o'clock somewhere. No, but I was on a chat with my siblings and my oldest brother Mike. He was like, "The Bills are choking. They do it every time. They just can't stop choking." I'm like, ugh. Can they just give the city of Buffalo one? Just give them one Super Bowl, please. And then
think of all the fans that had to go there and shovel the snow and then witness that.
Yeah.
Buffalo has the best fans in the world. Those people are.
Oh, they do. But I'm just saying. Just imagine shoveling snow for hours and then to watch.
Give me my season tickets back.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's heartbreaking. It really is heartbreaking for this team. I honestly, and I was I just wanted it. I feel again like I did back when Brady was playing, and it was just like there's just this guy, and he's good, and everyone knows he's good. He's coming. You know exactly what they're bringing. Like, just beat him. I mean, I would be so angry at teams because it felt like they just would let Brady make these comeback drives at the end of the game and just get every yard that he needed to get, and that's what it felt like watching that game. It's just like he can just do whatever he wants to do.
The Chiefs though are in playoff form.
Yeah,
and
they are.
It makes for the AFC Championship game that much better to watch.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a good game. Now, I will say, so let's jump into the Ravens and the Texans. I think it was me and you, Scooter, who had the upset there pick for the Texans to beat the Ravens.
And we were wrong.
And the Ravens, that was big. That was big L. That was big L. I think I went 1 for 3 this weekend. So
we both went 1 for 3.
Yeah, so It
Theo for
was
the win.
Yeah, Theo definitely for the win. I thought Green Bay was going to pull it out, and we'll
Listen,
definitely
it was
jump into
close.
that. And just it
We
was
get to
close.
that. We get to that.
We'll jump right into that in just a couple of minutes because it's not going to take too long to talk about this game with the Ravens. Look, the Ravens, they're the team to beat. And honestly, if there was anybody to stand in the way of Patrick Mahomes, I would want it to be Lamar Jackson and this Ravens team.
Mm-hmm.
Their defense is playing out of this world. Their offense, Lamar Jackson is definitely feeling himself, and he's becoming a more serious pocket passer, and he's slinging that ball, and he's just kind of spreading it all around. I'm loving to see this Ravens team. I'm excited to see them take on the Kansas City Chiefs next week. Texans, you're going to be a good team. You're going to be a good team, but you just faced the Goliath this year.
There's nothing. I mean, Texans fans be overjoyed.
Yes.
Yes, we all the goal is the Super Bowl. All teams want to get to the Super Bowl, win a Super Bowl. I understand, but I mean, as a Texans fan, I don't know how you don't feel bad at the end of that game, but then by Monday are just smiling ear to ear because it's just looking all gravy for your team moving forward. You have young players, you already have your quarterback locked up, and he already made a deep-ish playoff run in his rookies. You're golden. You're Texans. Kudos to those guys. You did an amazing job. And just one point on Lamar. Mark Andrews is coming back this game. Just saying,
Yes.
he's
Let's
back.
go.
Yeah, he's back.
Come on.
Yeah, when we talk, we're gonna talk about this game coming up. But
So,
yeah,
Theo, you hit it on the head. Not just the Texans, but the Bucks as well. So the two teams in the playoffs that every analyst under the sun thought was never going to make the playoffs, let alone a win in the playoffs, were the Houston Texans and the Bucks. Tampa. And guess what? They made it to the divisional round. They played phenomenal in the first round. They played just good enough to make the playoffs. And look where they ended up. Now,
yeah.
Do I think the way forward for the Houston Texans is absolutely better than the Bucks right now? Yes. I think there's more youth, there's more hope, there's more consistency there. The Bucks definitely need to look at signing in the free agency world and picking Baker and Mike Evans back up, since they seem to be twinsing it now, like Brady and Evans were. It's crazy to think that Mike Evans might go somewhere else and he had 8 different quarterbacks and still put up 1,000 yards and X amount of touchdowns a year.
Every year.
But the Ravens,
his market value is way up there though because of that.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
and
anyone who says
he's chasing a paycheck at this point,
anyone who says Mike Evans is not elite needs to go check their water, because they're clearly on something. But the Ravens,
they're just a hater.
Are
at
the
that point?
Yeah, definitely hating on it. But the Ravens to me are that team to beat, like you guys were saying. Lamar's in that form, that Heisman-esque, the calm, collected. He's not. We discussed this offline. He's not as risky as a runner. It looks like he's not as quick, but he absolutely is, and he's going down. He's taking the softer hits,
more calculated.
Yes, absolutely, and his accuracy is there. Like Dave and I were talking on the college episode with the whole Jaden Daniels and Lamar Jackson type quarterback. They can put the touch on the ball and it just flies out of their hands. He may not have the strongest like Josh Allen arm, but he doesn't need it. The Ravens are the complete team for the AFC.
Yeah,
I love it.
They're definitely. Yeah, they're the team I feel like every team should have circled right now. I mean, if you're in the championship game, obviously, live in the moment, but just know that the Ravens are coming. I mean, they're just Deion Sanders. Hey, we're coming because Lamar's coming. He's coming for that Lombardi that he promised the city of Baltimore when he got drafted. So, but let's go into a game that, dude, you know what? Another franchise that should be really proud of their future is the Green Bay Packers, because the fact that Jordan Love played great outside of, I get he threw that last interception, but he was under pressure. I think he was just in his head. You still got to think he's not a rookie quarterback, but he's a very young quarterback. right?
Mm-hmm.
So this was his first full year playing as a starting quarterback in Green Bay. And when you look at what he did there at the end of the game, he was just trying to do something for his team, which a quarterback should do. The city of Green Bay loves Jordan Love. The teammates love Jordan Love. And I think that they calculated it just right because now they have such a youthful team around them that even if the other players did play with Aaron Rodgers, it's not going to be too hard for Jordan Love to win them over. And he had already won them over. So I'm excited for Green Bay and their future. I mean, it's definitely going to be now really fun to see what happens between the Lions and the Packers moving forward for the NFC North, because I think that that is going to be the true battle of the North. But San Francisco, hey, congrats to you guys. You guys have been here before, and you guys are wanting to finish the job. And I mean, they battled all game long, and it was raining, and it just seemed like nothing was going their way at the beginning of that game, and
Mm-hmm.
then they just little by little. And Christian McCaffrey, that team's MVP because he carries that team when they're in a slump. Christian McCaffrey absolutely carries that team,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to be really fun to watch him play against the Detroit Lions and that defense. But I mean, hey, congrats to San Francisco, Kyle Shanahan. I mean, genius of a coach. And they just have grit, so we got two gritty teams going after it. So it's going to be fun to watch.
There's just one common thread, like I think between, well, not one, but there's a few common threads, and like I always say, when it comes down to postseason and the playoffs, and you gotta have special teams, a good special teams, and you gotta have a good kicker. And man, Anders Carlson, man, Green Bay kicker, just listen, the game, it was, and that's the thing, like for the great 49ers that like we saw for most of that game, it was kind of looking like, are they going to do it again? Like, are the Green Bay Packers about to really upset the 49ers? And it was possible. It was well
It
within
was.
their range. And yeah, man, another missed field goal, like a missed chip shot almost field goal. And yeah, it's sad. It's sad to see him go. But like once it, like, like Dave said, like nothing at all for the, Packers just keep on churning out, picking it seemingly Hall of Fame quarterbacks. I mean, listen, I'm not giving Jordan Love Hall of Fame yet, but the guy brought them. The guy brought them to the postseason. On a team on the youngest team in the league, the youngest team in the league, and they go that far. Like, they're gonna save so much money, and when teams save money, they do well. Like that, the money and like that. There's a correlation between that, and like, yeah, I'm excited to see what they are able to pull off. So close to my final score being made too. By the way, 21-20, so close. Eh, we'll
You
see if I
almost
hit
had
it
it,
this year.
man. You almost
I
had it.
know.
And
It was something to behold, man. Honestly, I thought it was like, oh, Theo's now the Oracle. We're gonna have to put that on there for you. The one thing I know that I mentioned before, right, is the second half adjustments between the Bucks and the Lions, right? The Bucks made some really dumb adjustments and ended up losing us the game, right, on defense, which you saw with the Packers and the 49ers in the second half. 49ers adjusted everything, play
Mm-hmm.
calling, defensive schemes, and they won. They played an absolutely better second half than the Packers. The Packers came in with their game plan with Matt LaFleur. They came out hot and they kept it going. Now, the Packers have the best youth in the league to move forward. And I think having a Texans and a Packers Super Bowl is not something that we should deem impossible. The Packers, the Jordan Love interception, that's experience 100% in the playoffs. You know to not make that throw. You don't make that throw. Even if
Yeah.
you're a historical,
Yeah.
legendary quarterback for the Green Bay Packers, Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers absolutely made throws like that for touchdowns, but probably not their first year because I think Brett Favre threw like almost 30 interceptions like Jameis Winston did. So Jordan Love to me is the package quarterback that they absolutely require for the Packers.
Mm-hmm.
I almost said package and Packers. That would have been really weird. But then you look at their defense. Their defense absolutely played phenomenally.
Yeah.
In the wild card game and in the divisional game. And what you saw was Shanahan versus LaFleur. It was the head coaching adjustments and the play calling, scheming, all of that. Shanahan has the cheat code with his dad. Let's be real, with all of that experience under him. And defensively, the 49ers are the better team, and that's what they proved. Their linebacking core with Fred Warner and Greenlaw, those guys are ridiculous. And on top of that, you got Chase Young and Bosa. The secondary, though, for the 49ers, I think, is going to be their issue with the Lions. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Jared Goff and St. Brown.
Amon-Ra. Mm-hmm.
Amon-Ra, dude.
Yeah.
And adjustments.
And don't forget about Reynolds.
Sam Laporta was in the center.
Oh, my gosh, dude.
I was texting my wife. I was like, he's in the center of the field 90% of the game, and we can't seem to find someone to cover him.
I
was just always open.
I texted the group and I was just like, hey, heads up, Tampa. They're going to throw it to Laporta. Like, make the adjustments. But you
whatever. Also have different linebacking schemes, too, with the 49ers. Mm-hmm. So it'd be very interesting to watch this play out.
Yeah, that game's going to be whew.
Yeah, the game is going to be grit. It's all grit.
It's going to be a great game. Mm-hmm. To kind of wrap it up here with the Green Bay Packers, I was very impressed, obviously, with the play of Jordan Love, but I was also impressed with what you just said, Scooter. Their pass rush is actually really good. You know, they can they can have four guys put their hands in the dirt and get after the quarterback, and that's what we saw against San Francisco. So it should be fun to watch them moving forward. But let's go ahead and let's dive into the champions, boys. It's Championship Sunday.
Let's go!
This week, four teams battle for their opportunity to hoist the Lombardi Trophy, and only two are going to make it to the final top of the mountain. Who is it going to be? Let's dive in. Let's go. You know what? Let's go with the Chiefs and the Ravens. I think the entire country outside of the city of Missouri is rooting for the Ravens.
Are we doing a geography class now? The city of St. Louis.
Oh, yeah, whatever.
Kansas City, sorry.
Sorry, but whatever.
Kansas City is Kansas and Missouri, but I'll give you that.
So, fun fact about me, if you didn't know, just nothing but maybe like 7 or 8 years ago, my wife had to inform me that New England was not a state or a city. She was just like, it is a region. And I was like, oh, didn't know that. So, fun fact. But, so... Yeah, because I was like, where is New England? I'm like, where is this? So, but anyway, yeah.
It's a series of states.
Happens to anyone, Dave. Don't worry about it.
So, but anyway, so we got the Kansas City Chiefs going against the Baltimore Ravens. Everyone, except if you're a Chiefs fan or a Taylor Swift fan now, it seems like, everyone is going to be going for Lamar because he is the only man standing in the way of us having to deal with Taylor Swift during the Super Bowl. And I don't want it. I just don't want it. I don't want to see it. I don't think anybody else wants to see it. I'm over it. It's like when you watch the Cowboys game and you have to freaking see Jerry Jones on every third play. It's like, what are we doing? Why? Yes, we know that he is the owner. Okay, fantastic. Let's get back to the field. Yes, okay, great. Taylor Swift is up there. Yes, let's look at all the players react. And think about the media. Think about the because they have that week of media. Taylor, it's just I don't want it. Yeah. It's just for the sake of the sanity of all true NFL fans. Lamar Jackson, I'm talking directly to you right now, my friend. Please just beat them. I don't care how you do it. I really don't care. If you got to deflate some balls and whatever you got to do, man, whatever you got to do, just beat the Chiefs because I don't want to see Patrick Mahomes and Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce in the Super Bowl yet again. And plus fact, Lamar, at the end of the day, I want to see you win. So let's go. And with everything that happened in the offseason with him, and now he's one game away from the Super Bowl, I think we can all agree we want to see it.
Oh, it's time. Oh, it is time. It is time for the Ravens. Listen,
Yes.
I hope we are all on the same level. I'm pretty sure we are, because Scooter, you had two heartbreaks over the weekend, so I'm pretty sure we're all gonna be on the same page here. But come on, Lamar. Come on, Ravens. You are so right, David. I think this is the team. This is the team that's set up to beat the Chiefs right now. I already had a vendetta against these guys. The way that the snarky is, and like I say, everything about them just reminds me of that Patriots team with Brady, and just feeling like they had Brady, so like they could get away with their little, like, no one, no name wide receiver core, no, like, and Gronk, and just like, we're just gonna beat everyone, and then they did it. Like, I do not want to see this again. The Ravens need to do what they need to do. Take them out. This Ravens defense is nasty. We already know what they are. Marlon Humphrey is back. They, Kyle Hamilton, all these guys, like, they have the defense that can stop Mahomes. Do it. Like, on the defensive side is where it needs to happen right now. I don't think on the offensive side with Ravens, we know who Lamar is. No one can stop that offense. Like, at the end of the day, he can scramble too much. He can get away from whoever it is, and someone's going to get open. They're going to score points. Mark Andrews is back. This game is going to fall on the Ravens defense to stop Mahomes when they need to get a stop, and make this team regret the fact that they just did not go for any talent for Mahomes whatsoever over the last year. Like, it's ridiculous. Come on. Let's do it. Ravens.
I just want to see more shirtless Jason Kelsey
Yeah.
hammered and just rooting on his brother. That was classic. And it was the Yeti bear or whatever. It was awesome. But I think you guys just need to shake it off, because the NFL and Taylor Swift belong together. This is the NFL Taylor Swift love story.
That was terrible.
I know. That was my 3 dad jokes with 3 Taylor Swift songs in it. And Dave's going to cut me off of this podcast after this episode. So,
wow.
No,
Wow.
So if you look
Glenn,
at
you're
the
breaking
matchup,
up, or
if you look at the matchup between the Kansas City Chiefs and the Ravens, right? The Ravens are the more complete team. The Chiefs are the best adjusted team right now for the playoffs and how this is schemed together. You have John Harbaugh and Andy Reid. No stranger to the Super Bowl, no stranger to the AFC Championship game. I think this is more of a favor for the Ravens when you look at it on paper. But I think the Chiefs have the hot streak right now. Just given everything else that they've had to deal with, their wide receivers are finally catching the ball. That was a shocker. Pacheco is still pretty solid. Their defense is actually very good right now. Their defense is not the best, but it is doing what it needs to. It stopped the Bills, and the Bills were hot. They're playing in Baltimore. I'll be the odd man out. I'll just say Kansas City. I'll just say Kansas City.
What?
Yeah. Okay. What's Patrick Mahomes' record? No, what's Patrick Mahomes' record? How many games has Patrick Mahomes lost in the playoffs?
Betrayed.
I can't
How many
believe
games in the playoffs?
Almost none. Which is why we want him to lose now.
No. He's lost twice. He's lost twice.
Man, I'm calling you by your
Tom Brady.
He lost to Brady.
He lost to Brady. So Brady's not in the league. So who has he lost to in the playoffs? Nobody. So let's go Patrick Mahomes.
Lamar Jackson after Sunday.
Yeah, Lamar's going to do
Chiefs.
it. Lamar's going to do it.
I'll be the lone wolf here.
No,
I'll be the lone wolf.
No way. No way.
Give me more shirtless Jason Kelsey. That's what I want.
Yeah. Listen. Jason Kelsey I was going to say that when David was talking about Taylor Swift. That was the best thing. At least if we had to look at that booth, at least we got to see Jason Kelsey just screaming outside of the window and chugging beers behind little kids.
That was great.
Like,
just and he jumped into the stands and they were like, "Let's go!"
Yeah,
it was great.
Yeah. Did you see the meme with him like climbing the Empire State Building? Like,
yes.
Oh, it's so
I loved
good.
it. I loved every second of
Yeah,
that.
you gotta love Jason Kelsey, man. But yeah, you Scooter, I can't believe this pick. I just want you to know, for just for the whole of all of our fans, me and David, we're all just disappointed. Disappointed.
If those that are listening, if someone sends me or buys a Taylor Swift shirt for me, I will give you my current address since I'm currently not at home.
Oh
If the
no.
Chiefs win, I will wear it on the next episode, 100%.
Oh no.
Actually, I will. If the Chiefs win, I will have to find a Taylor Swift shirt and I will wear it just for you
Okay,
guys.
you know what?
All right.
Let's go
all
ahead
right.
and let's just move on from this topic. But
Yeah.
you know what, Scooter? I'll up you on that, because if
Okay.
the Chiefs do win, and you can wear your Taylor Swift little gear, all right? You'll wear, but then
I don't have any.
I'm gonna wear, sure, I'm gonna wear what's gonna be the battle that we all want to see, and
Eminem
it's
versus
not
Taylor
gonna
Swift.
be Eminem. I'm gonna get an Eminem shirt, and it's gonna be the Lions versus the Chiefs. Eminem versus Taylor Swift.
Usher is no longer the halftime show.
Who cares at this point? Usher can be the mediator at this
Be
point.
the ref.
Yes,
Let's get it
exactly.
on.
So celebrity death match, throwing it back to the 90s for everyone. Eminem versus Taylor Swift. I think
Love it.
if any of you guys, like animated guys out there or your graphic guys out there, do a celebrity death match for us all. Do Eminem versus Taylor Swift, because we all want to see that, and the memes of that would be endless.
Oh, it'd be awesome.
But let's dive in. Let's look at the NFC Championship game, guys, because it is going to be it's going to be a powerhouse versus a powerhouse. It's going to be a team that has been there, that has tasted it, and it's just been just let go. And then there's another team that hasn't won in 30 years. They haven't seen this part of the NFL season in 30 years, and they are one game away from going to a destination where they have never gone before, and that is the Super Bowl. And it is lining up to be probably the game of the week. Because I think that the Chiefs versus the Ravens, I think that it's going to be a good game, but I think whoever wins that game, Ravens, it's not going to be too close, right? So, but Lions versus San Francisco. San Francisco showed their weaknesses against Green Bay. And so I think that Dan Campbell and the Lions are going to adjust to it, because he has a great coaching staff, and they have weapons upon weapons upon weapons. And yes, although they have a great pass rush, their secondary is their weakness of that defense. And Dan Campbell and that offense of the Lions are going to expose it. And I think that the Lions are going to come out of here with the win. Not handedly. I'm not going to say handedly. It's going to be a battle. But I'm going to say that Dan Campbell and the Lions are going to take it. And we're going to have ourselves the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl this year, my friends.
Ooh, I love it.
Think about it.
I love it. Yes, we're going to be simpatico all the way around, David. I am just... Listen, man, this is the team of destiny. Lions, pride. It is your time. There's just so... I feel like you see the celebration, like you saw the people crying in the stands at the last Lions game. It's just like this city, this team, for years, just downtrodden. Think about the Lions of old, guys. Think about when you mention the Lions, you mention them in the doldrums of NFL society, just like never, the Browns, the Lions, like all these teams that we just perennially just low and just never expected to do anything. And here we are, 2024, the Lions are making a run, man. I mean, what type of story is it that we could have with the Lions winning a Super Bowl, their first ever Super Bowl? Come on, like that is the stuff of dreams. I am here for it. Like, and it's not just a dream. It's not just a dream. They are completely equipped to beat this team. Guys, Debo could potentially be missing this game. That is a huge, actually factor in this game, because if we remember
The
the
shoulder.
49ers went on the shoulder. The
Dang,
49ers
that's
went on
right.
they went on a bit of a losing streak midway through the season last year. And you know who was
3
out for the
games.
3 games that they lost? Debo. Debo was out. I know we all think, and it probably is true, that CMC is the engine behind this team, but Debo is also a huge factor. The Lions have been great against the run all season. No one can fully bottle up CMC, I don't think. But at the end of the day, I think their run defense is good enough to stop him where it counts. And I also believe that Ben Johnson and the Lions just have the schemes and they have what it takes to take advantage of the pass rush of this 49ers team. They have so many ways they can beat you. I'm just like, I'm all for the Lions, and it's not just a gimmick either. Like, they can and they will win this game.
Let's go.
The
Let's
team
go.
of destiny is absolutely the Detroit Lions. They have had
Yes.
0 Super Bowls. They've had championships, but not in the Super Bowl era. They've only gone to 1 NFC Championship game. That was in 91. This team absolutely has the better, well-rounded shot because of the whole Debo Samuel potentially being out. If Debo is in, I think this is a very 50-50 match. And I think if you're talking about score for score, so the styles are different, right? You have the Detroit Lions who can, which Jahmyr Gibbs is very close to CMC as far as how he's being used.
Yeah.
How he's being used, anyways. But Jared Goff has always been the deep ball guy. He's always been the guy who hits the crossing routes with St. Brown. And then you have the 49ers, which do the screens, they do the swing passes, they have some trick plays, but their deep ball outside of Brandon Ayuk isn't as prevalent.
Not really there. Yep.
But they are the grind team. They will grind you down. And that's how Shanahan has adjusted to Debo being out. And CMC is absolutely in the dogfight for MVP. 100% believe that. And I think he is the absolute locomotive that pushes San Francisco on. Brock Purdy is the guy. He is a phenomenon to me. He is super calm and collected, but you can tell in certain times when the camera catches him, he's just got that. I gotcha. He's got that smirk. He's got that fire, right? And Shanahan called it out. He's like, he has the calmness of an elite quarterback, but the ego, not the ego, but the that like edge, that hype stuff, like that people just don't see. Like, he's a gamer.
Yeah.
Jared Goff is the dog that they need for the Lions. The Lions defense is actually playing pretty solid right now. They have a defense from the secondary standpoint that, when I say secondary, as in like the actual secondary to the defense, sorry, that I think they do have the complete package as far as defense. They still have some gaps, I think, on like pressure on up the middle, but I think they can adjust with like a linebacker blitz. The defense for the 49ers, I think we've already hit that nail on the head. It's almost perfect, minus the DBs kind of weird getting burnt gaps, you know. I think the 49ers take this one. I don't know why. I know the team of destiny is Detroit, 100%, and I think it's going to be very close. But I think the edge and the win goes to the 49ers, and Shanahan is just going to outcoach Dan Campbell. He's going to scheme it. Brock Purdy is going to show up and not turn the ball over. CMC is going to get 2 touchdowns probably, and George Kittle is going to be that beast. You got Sam Laporta and George Kittle. You got the tight end championship game here.
Yeah, and then on the flip side, you got Travis Kelce and Mark Andrews now. So
yeah,
definitely big tight ends this game. So let me just get this straight. Scooter, your Super Bowl prediction. Let's hear it.
49ers and Chiefs. 49ers actually winning it, though.
49ers winning it all. Okay. Theo.
I'm going Ravens, Lions. And Ravens are gonna unfortunately take it.
Okay.
Oh.
I'm gonna go Ravens, Lions as well. Actually, you know what? Let me switch it up. I want to switch it up a little bit. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I'm going to go Ravens and 49ers because that's what everyone believes that it's going to be. So I'm just going to go ahead and say it. The logo predicts it again. And if the logo is correct on the deep dive of it, the less like shown color of the logo has been the winner of the Super Bowl. And so I'm going to have the 49ers take it all
Are
and
you
win
a
the Super
script
Bowl.
writer? Are you the NFL
Dude,
script writer?
actually, yeah, I don't even like that. You
Hmm.
know what, dude? Ravens versus Detroit, and Dan Campbell is going to take Lombardi. That's
Let's
what I
go.
really feel right now.
Let's go.
Okay,
Bite them kneecaps.
if the Baker Mayfield led Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to lose to anyone, it's going to be the Super Bowl champions. That's what it's going to be. All right. So Dan Campbell and the Lions with Jared Goff at the helm is going to win the city of Detroit, their first Super Bowl.
Yes.
And Eminem is going to come out on top prevailing with Taylor Swift's head in his hand. Let's go.
Can y'all imagine Las Vegas getting burnt down by Detroit fans? Because that's what
They're going to have to put like
win.
that.
Dude.
Like, do you remember like when Philadelphia, when they got to the Super Bowl,
They
like
up
went through
rioted,
the
man.
street? Yeah, but they went to the street and they like put like Vaseline on the light poles and stuff.
Yeah, but they already do that in Las Vegas, but they do it at the strip clubs. But yeah,
Dude,
I mean, you can ask Alvin Kamara.
Oh, jeez. All right, we're
Pro
not
Bowl
even gonna
arrest
get
anybody?
into it. You know what? That's
Oh,
gonna
man.
be how we are gonna wrap this up. Hey guys, if you made it this far, we appreciate you. We love you guys. As we continue to grow on YouTube and everything else like that, we're gonna incorporate some new stuff. If you guys let us know your Super Bowl predictions down there in the comments, go ahead and
Come on.
like this video, subscribe if you're new to the channel. And if if you feel like sharing it, go ahead and share. That is the best way to support us and what we do here in the Beard Zone. But we're just getting started here on YouTube. It's been a lot of fun. Scoter, Theo, what do you got before the people?
I just want people to, I just want Scooter to give his address and email and everything for all the hate mail that he's going to receive for his picks. Just please, give them your whole, the where you're at right now. Just give them all that because the hate mail needs to come. They need to be able to find you. But no, I'm just excited for the games coming up, man. And I'm so excited for the growth that we have going on too. All the people coming on, keep tuning in, man.
Yeah.
It's just going to be better from now.
No, absolutely. And as always, you can send us an email at the beardzonepodcast at gmail.com. Socials, you got Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. It's the Beard Zone Pod. Facebook is the Beard Zone Podcast. And then you got Instagram with the Beard Zone Football Podcast. So hit us up on any of those socials. All three of us run different ones. And if you got any hot takes or improvements that we can make to our show, please let us know. That's all I got to say. And we love y'all for listening.
Definitely love you guys. Appreciate you guys. We will see you guys next week to talk about the Super Bowl. Let's go.
As always, y'all, it's been real. On that note, Beard Zone